Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Nikita, representative of Tantra Minds. I would like to extend a warm welcome to each and everyone present in this webinar. We appreciate your presence here today and are thrilled to have the opportunity to engage in an informative and a thought provoking discussion. So, we understand that your time is really precious and we will strive to ensure that you get the most out of it. So today we are presenting Automate AP Invoicing Process with the AI-Powered Invoice Management Solution by Tantra Minds. So now we will quickly run through our today's agenda. So first we are going to talk about the product and services offered by Tantra Minds, then challenges in the process and how our platform could be the solution to these. And at last there will be a demo session as well to give you a glimpse of our portal. And we will conclude this session by answering all your queries. So now I would like to introduce our speakers. So first we have Mr. Amit Patil. He is Managing Director of Tantra Minds. He is a passionate IT professional with over 16 years of experience in SAP implementation across industries such as utilities, retail, pharma, food processing, engineering, and manufacturing, etc. And he has successfully delivered multiple transformation program across Europe and have undertaken various roles including delivery manager, solution architect, project manager, functional consultant, and etc. And then we have our second speaker, Mr. Nitin Deshmukh. He leads the product development team at Tantra Minds. And as a key member of our team, he plays a crucial role in driving the development, execution, and solution architecture of our product. So we are delighted to have them both to share their insights with us today. So little housekeeping before we start. So everyone, please feel free to type your queries or concern in the question box during the session, and we will try to address them in the QA round. So I will hand it over to Nitin to take this forward.
Yeah. Uh, Thank you, Nikita. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you
Mm.
are audible.
Yeah. So thank you, Nikita. So first of all, I would like to welcome all attendees present here for the webinar. So in this engaging session, we will deep dive into the account payable automation application. And we are going to explore a key insight, best practices, and latest industry trends in all industry sectors about account payable. And so we will see in next 13 to 40 minutes how you can create a good experience to your account payable team with the help of Tantramite invoice automation application. I hope you will find this session useful. So we have some slides on our company profile. So I will give you a bit of introduction of our company profile. And also we will have some slides on a process flow of our application. And at the end, we will have a demo on our product. So if I just come to the next slide. Yeah. So just quickly about ourselves, so who we are and what we do. So Tantramind is a technology and business consulting company. So we are a part of a wider group called Amdan. So Tantramind is a well-established global IT service and consulting company. Our headquarters is in London, UK. And also Tantramind has a significant global presence with offices, delivery centers, clients in various countries around the world, and our center of delivery excellence that is in Pune. So we are passionate about leveraging a cutting edge technology to empower a business and individual to thrive in a digital age. So as a leading IT company, we offer a comprehensive suite of innovative solutions and services tailored to meet the unique need of our clients. And our mission is to deliver a top-notch IT solution that drive a growth, efficiency, and success for our clients. We strive to be a trusted partner in their digital transformation journey. And also we are offering unrivaled and expertise and exceptional customer service. So if I just come to next slide. So we are specialized in a wide range of IT services. So you can see on screen our core services and why you can choose us. So we are specialized in a wide range of IT services. Our expert team of developer crafts a scalable and high performance software solution tailored to your unique business requirement. And our experienced consultant offer a strategic guidance and innovative insight to help you to make an informed technology decision. We enable a business to leverage a power of a cloud for enhanced flexibility, scalability, and cost effectiveness. Our team comprise highly skilled and certified professional with a deep understanding of latest technology and industry trends. We prioritize the client satisfaction and work closely with our customer to deliver a tailor-made solution that align with their goals. So at Tantra Mind, we follow a strict quality assurance process to ensure that our solution meet the highest standard of excellence. And your data security is a top priority for us. So we employ a robust security measures to safeguard your sensitive information. And we are committed to staying at the forefront of a technology advancement and offering an innovative solution that gives our client a competitive edge. So as I said earlier, we are a part of a wider group called Amdan. So Amdan is a global SAP consulting organization. Amdan is currently SAP War partner and build partner. Amdan has executed many successful projects within various industries such as utilities, pharma, oil and gas, manufacturing, educational and energy. And Amdan has established and highly qualified delivery team. So in SAP, so we provide a SAP business solution to our customer in SAP Ariba, SAP SuccessFactors, SAP Concur, SAP Fieldglasses, C4C, S4HANA, and so on. And in SAP application, we provide services like end-to-end implementation, support, rollout, enhancement, module implementation, upgrade, and migration. So that is a quick introduction about our company. So let me to come slide. So in this slide, you can see a different product that we have under Tantra Mind. So today's our agenda, today's our focus will be on invoice management. So we are going to talk about how we can improve the account payable function within a finance and what are the current challenges in account payable and how they can address using a product quality and cost management. Then the next product that we have, the ERP. So that ERP we have developed for a small scale industries. So basic all modules we covered in this ERP like material management, sourcing and procurement, sales and distribution, inventory, and other important modules like production planning and human resource HR modules. So all basic modules are available within this ERP. The next product that we have that is Tantra Mind CS Collab. So we have a something called CS Collab, which we call as a customer collaboration and supplier collaboration. We consider a business partner are the key element or a stakeholder of our business operation. So you as a company would have a multiple customers and potential suppliers, and to be able to serve your customer better, we need to have a better coordination and collaboration across the boundaries of our organization. So therefore, our collaboration portal, such as customer collaboration portal, supplier collaboration portal, used to give a visibility of a complete order to cash process to your customer and P2P visibility to your supplier using supplier collaboration platform. And the next product that we have a Tantra Mind e-procurement. So complete sourcing management and vendor management functionality is available within this e-procurement. The next module that we have a inventory management. So it is a part of our ERP. And if small companies, they want to manage their inventory, so they can use this inventory management solution to in the stock or to out the stock. So all kind of basic activities covered in this inventory management solution. And on top of that, the pre-built analytics is there. So we can use that analytics along with this product. So these are our products. If I just come to next slide. Yeah. So today's focus is in our invoice management. So, but before we start the solution of invoice account payable automation, first we need to understand the pain points available in the traditional account payable process. So you can see on the screen, this is a typical account payable process. Just a minute. Yeah. And this process is divided into three parts: receiving of invoices, validation and approval of invoices, and posting of invoices. So here you can see supplier is sending their invoices either through post box. Also supplier can send their invoices through the email. And once we receive the invoices at account payable desk, then account payable actual job will start. Here account payable team do a two-way and three-way match if the invoice related to the purchase order, and if the account payable team is getting some error while doing a two-way and three-way match, then that team will send that invoice to the appropriate approver to take action on that. And if the invoice related to the non-PO, so obviously we need to send that invoice for the approval. And here you can see the account payable, then approval team will take action on that particular invoice and again send those invoices to the account payable desk. Then again account payable desk will file those invoices and after manually push this invoice data into the ERP system. But if you could see a timeline at the bottom of the screen, so receiving of invoices, it could take 4 to 5 days. And here you can see the approval process take a long time to post this invoice into the ERP system. Also here you can see our team is posting the invoice into the ERP system after the due date of an invoice. And due to this traditional process, we have to face some challenges that we will see in the next slide. Yeah. Yeah. So here you can see the manual data entry. So traditional account payable often involve a lot of manual data entry, which is the time consuming and prone to error. Then the paper invoices and documents. So dealing with the paper and invoices and document can slow down the entire process. It requires a physical handling, mailing, and storage, which increase the risk of a document getting lost and misplaced. Then lack of visibility. So without proper automation and centralized system, the tracking the status of invoices and payment can be difficult. The lack of visibility can lead to delays and confusion. Approval bottlenecks. So traditional account payable process often involve a manual approval workflow where invoices need to be physically routed to the different department and individual for the approval. So this can lead to a bottleneck and delay, especially if the approver are unavailable. Then late payment and missed discount. So manual process can lead to a delay in the processing of invoices, so resulting in a late payment to a vendors. And this can damage a supply relationship and lead to miss early payment discount as well. The invoice matching issue. So matching invoices with the purchase order and good receipt can be challenging manually, so leading to discrepancy and the payment error as well. The data security risk, the storing a paper document and sensitive financial information without a proper security measures can expose a company to a data breaches and the compliances issues. Limited mobility. So traditional account payable process often require a physical presence in an office to handle the paper documents and invoices. This can be restrictive, especially in situation where the remote work is necessary. High cost. So the manual nature of a traditional account payable operation require a significant labor work, which can result in a high operational cost. Then the lack of analytics and insight. So manual process make it difficult to gather a meaningful data and insight from account payable operation. This limits the ability to identify the trends, optimize the process, and make informed decision. Human errors. So relying on a manual process, increasing a likelihood of human errors in a calculation, data entry, and decision making. Also, the difficulty in auditing. So auditing and compliances can become difficult when we are relying on the paper-based system, and tracking down a historical invoices, approval, and payment records can be a time-consuming and error-prone. Then the insufficient communication. So communication between department, supplier, and vendors may lack of inefficiency due to the reliance of a manual process like phone calls and emails. And the last, that is a lack of GST compliances. So you all know that so you all know that in India, every organization have to follow a GST compliances, but manually managing a GST compliances can lead a several pain points due to the complexity involved in keeping up regulations and accurately processing a GST related task. So GST involve in strict calculation based on a different tax rate, input tax credit, intrastate, interstate supplies, manual calculation are prone to mistake, then leading to incorrect tax amount and non-compliances as well. And GST rules and rate are subject to frequent change and update regularly. So keeping track of these changes manually can be challenging, and failing to apply a latest regulation could result in a non-compliances. So these are the challenges we could face in a traditional account payable process. To overcome these challenges, Tantra Mind have developed a smart invoice management solution. So in the next slide, we will see the process flow of this application, and then after that, we will have a demo on this product. Yeah, so Tantra Invoice Management Solution enable company to touchlessly process their supplier invoices without a human intervention by providing a digital workflow. So in this application, invoices can be received electronically or converted from paper to electronic. So this application read the invoices from account payable email ID, shared drive, or from a supplier portal. Then Tantra Invoice Management, it is an intelligent document processing platform that use artificial intelligence to understand a complex structure of the document. And by utilizing the advanced machine learning technology, the Tantra AI-based OCR application learns how to capture a key information from that particular document. And this means that so I'm then the Tantra AI-based OCR application learns how to capture the key information and recognize the pattern in a multiple document format over time. So this means that there is no need to create a new template for new document layout. So just a minute. Yeah. So TantraMind invoice management application provide a digital workflow. So for example, if the invoice is related to the purchase order, then it will automatically go for the two-way and three-way match. If the invoice is not related to the purchase order, that means a non-PO invoice, then it will trigger a workflow. The application will automatically assign the invoice to the appropriate approver for the approval. And after the validation and approval, this application posts this invoice into the backend ERP system. So if you have existing ERP system, SAP, Oracle, Microsoft Dynamics, so this application we can integrate with any other ERP application. Yeah. So in this slide, you can see the process flow of our application. So here you can see our application is receiving the invoices through the three different channels. So if we receive the paper copy of invoice, we have to take a scan copy, upload the scan copy into a shared drive. The second way is that when your supplier sends the invoice through the email, so our application have an email bot. So we just need to configure your account payable email ID along with this email bot. Then it will automatically read the invoices from that account payable email ID. The third way, that is a supplier portal. So we have our supplier portal where supplier can log in, they can submit their invoices as well. And our application also read the invoices from a supplier portal as well. The next task for the invoice management application is the data extraction. So here we are using AI-based OCR technology to extract all key information from the PDF of that particular invoice. And the next step will be the verification. So for example, if we receive a PDF which have a poor quality of a PDF, so there, and if our application failed to extract some key information, so here one manual verification step is needed to identify the failed to extract information. And for that, our application trigger an email notification to the account payable team. Then account payable team log into this application, check what data which is failed to extract due to the poor quality of the PDF or the poor quality of image of invoice. And if account payable team enter all this key information, the next step will be the automatic determination of an invoice. So this process run in a background. So our application automatically determine the invoice which is related to the non-PO or related to the purchase order. So if the invoice related to the purchase order, then it will go for the two-way and three-way match. So our application check a price of an invoice with respect to the price of a purchase order. Our application check a quantity of the invoice with respect to the price of a good receipt. And if we are getting any exception, so for example, price of invoice is not matching with the price of a purchase order, then it will trigger a rule-based exceptional workflow. It will assign a work item to the appropriate approver or a requester. Then they will receive an email notification for that. Then they will validate the data and approve the invoice. And after the approval, that invoice will automatically post into the ERP system. And if our application detects the invoice which is not related to the purchase order, so here our application assign the invoice to the GL coder. So you know that when we want to post a non-PO invoice, we need to select a GL account and cost center to post an appropriate amount. So our application provide an interface to select a cost center and GL account. And after that, our application have a pre-built workflow, and also we can configure that workflow as per your requirement. And after the approval, our application posts this invoice into the ERP system. So this is the process flow of our application. I just come to the next slide. So these are some KPIs for invoice processing. Amit, if you are available, so could you please explain these KPIs?
Sure. Afternoon, everyone. So basically, for an accounts payable function, there are certain KPIs, and we are trying to kind of benchmark it for the industries. So these are some of the key KPIs that finance and accounts payable function kind of strive to achieve. So if you see here the list of KPIs, we have time to process a single invoice, then the cost that it takes to process a single invoice, um, number of invoices, that efficiency KPI, number of invoices per day by individual accounts payable clerk, then accuracy of the invoices. We always see like when the PO based invoices are processed, we have three-way match, two-way match sort of scenarios generally. So what is the exception rate of the invoices? How accurately they are matching with the GRs and POs? And finally, how many invoices amongst the total number of invoices that we have received are the PO based invoices? How much PO compliance that we are driving in the organization? So based on this priority, we kind of look at accounts payable at these five APIs. And this KPIs essentially has the industry standards as well. I mean, when we have done some research and we understand a typical organization within the industry, medium to large industries, would take anywhere between 17 to 20 days to process a single invoice. However, generally the Fortune 500 or the top companies, they strive to go for 8.3 to 7.3 days as kind of a top performing KPI for processing a single invoice. Now, idea is to using the Amdan's or Tantramine's solution. This could be potentially further reduced, and you within your organization may have certain time processing for individual invoice. If you look at total number of invoices that we receive across number of days across staff, you can easily calculate the average time it takes to process invoice. And process in definition of processing invoice is basically receiving an invoice from a supplier and successfully posting it in ERP, and release for the payment, not block for payment essentially in SAP terms. Um, so so these with the Amdan's or Tantramine's tool, we could potentially achieve this 3.7 days. It is very important to have the invoices processed. So, I mean, the need of these KPIs are obvious, but in order to conscious of time, what I wanted to achieve here is to bring that visibility. What is the benefit of implementing solutions like invoice management application that Tantra has provided? It gives a clearly quantifiable benefit in terms of reducing the cost and time for the processing, increasing the accuracy of matching the invoices with whether it's a two-way match, three-way match, or even non-PO invoices where it needs first coding and then appropriate approval workflow based on delegated authority matrix. So all these KPIs can be drastically improved, and the bottom line can be further, improvised, in giving us more margins and using this bandwidth that we have in investing that bandwidth into more strategic initiatives. So that's essentially these are the key KPIs that our product will be able to help your organizations with. So that's on KPIs, Nitin. Over to you again.
Yeah, thank you, Amit. So I will hand over this call to Nikita to run the poll. Hello. Hello, Nikita. Are you there? Yeah.
Yes. So now I would request our attendees to kindly answer our first poll question. So I'm going to read it out. So, what challenges are you facing in the purchase invoicing process? So, it's difficulty in managing and tracking payments, slow processing, mismatch in invoice and PO details, sending payment before delivery, or double payment. We'll wait for a few more seconds. Nitin, are you ready with the demo part?
Yeah, yeah, I'm ready with the demo part.
Okay,
Let
over
me
to
share
you.
the screen. Yeah, thank you. I hope my screen is visible for all of us. Uh,
Yes, Nitin, it's
yeah,
visible.
yeah, thank you. Thank you, Nikita, for the confirmation. So as you can see on the screen, this is a login screen of our application. So right now I'm going to log in as an account payable admin. So we will see what are the functionalities and analytics available. Yeah. Yeah, so after login, we will land on this dashboard. Here we can see some analytics. So first analytic we can see that is an invoice verified by month. So here we can see a volume of invoices which is related to the PO and non-PO. So that volume by month we can see from here. So if I just come here, so here we can see this amount of invoices that we have received in a month of July, which is related to the PO. So blue indicates that the PO based invoices and gray indicates a non-PO based invoices. And here also you can see the invoices verified by the invoices type. So as you know, our application support a PO invoices and non-PO invoices. So if you want to see a volume of invoices in terms of percentage, so that we can see on this dashboard in this pie chart. And here also you can see the invoices pending by the vendors. So our application automatically picks a top 15 vendors that the vendor have a large volume of invoices transactions with our organization. So our application picks the top 15 vendors, and here you can see the status of their invoices. So gray indicates the invoices which we kept on hold. Then the black indicates the invoice pending for the approval, and the blue indicates the invoices pending for the verification. And also you can see the overdue and aging report as well. So how many invoices are going to due in 5 to 6 days or 5 to 10 days. So that kind of report we can see on this dashboard. If I just scroll it down, yeah. And also here you can see some another analytics, that is the average processing time for the top 15 vendors. So here you can see the average processing time for the top 15 vendor. The average processing time means when we receive the invoices from a supplier through the email, or if we upload the invoices manually to this application, our application track the timing record for each and every invoices and then automatically calculate the average time for that particular vendors. So that average time will be visible in this dashboard. So the time from receiving of invoices to the posting of invoices into the existing ERP system. So that average time our system will automatically calculate, and that calculation will be visible in the format of analytics. And also you can see the invoices pending by the approver. So our application also support a non-PO invoices, but if we want to uh, uh, implement any approval workflow for the PO invoices as well, and how many invoices are pending at the approver end. So that percentage we can see from this pie chart. And also here we can see the overall exception wise count. So invalid payment terms, price related error, quantity related error. So that overall data we can see in this pie chart as well. And also we have seen in a slide, our application is receiving the invoices from a 3 different channels. So here you can see if we upload the invoices manually, so 10% of invoices manually we have uploaded. Then 30% of invoices we have received from a supplier. 60% of invoices we have received through the email. So that kind of information we can see from this pie chart. Then top 5 pending tasks at the approver end. So GRN not found, unit of measure mismatch. So that kind of data we can see in this analytics. Then top 5 exception. So which top 5 exception continuously we are getting in our application. So that data we can see in the form of analytics within this application. Also, in a process flow, we have seen when we receive the invoices from a 3 different channels, then our application use is AI-based OCR technology to extract all key information. But if we receive a poor quality of PDF, then our application, and if our application fail to extract the key information, then that invoices automatically rotate to the unverified capture type. Okay. So here we can see a list of invoices which is failed to capture. And right now I'm going to demonstrate a real-time scenario where right now I'm going to send an invoice as a supplier to this application. Then we will see how application extract all key information from that invoice. So if I just go to the email ID section. So right now as a account payable, as a supplier, I'm going to send some invoices to this application. Then we will see how our application will extract all key information. So here I'm going to enter the account payable email ID. So this is a account payable email ID. And right now I'm going to attach some invoices. So at a time, I'm sending 3 invoices to this application. Then we will see how our application extract the data, validate the data, and post the invoice into the ERP system. Yeah. So right now, as a supplier, I have submitted 3 invoices. So here we just have to wait for a few seconds because here our email bot will read the invoices from our account payable email ID. So it will take near about 5 to 6 seconds to read the invoices. Then we will see how our application extract all key information. So before that, we will see what are the other features are available. So if I just click on, so here you can see one button. So if I just click on that, so here we are in a unverified capture tile, means our application failed to extract some key information. And as an account payable user, I want to see what are the information which is failed to capture. So here we can see the unit of measure which is failed to capture. And if I want to see a detailed view of this invoice, so if I just click on that. Yeah. So on the left-hand side, you can see the PDF that we have received from a supplier. And here we can see the extracted information. So what we are extracting a vendor name, vendor tax ID, vendor recipient, vendor address, invoice reference, payment date. So all header information we are extracting here. And on a line item level, we are extracting a material code, material description, HSN code, ship quantity, then price. So all information we are extracting on a line item level as well. And if you want to zoom out this PDF, so here we have given some function to zoom out, to zoom in. And also for the zoom out, we have given another button. And on the right hand side, we can see some symbols, that is R. So for the validation, we are in advance, we are fetching all information from our existing ERP system. So for example, if you have a SAP and already you have created a vendor in a SAP system and we have received the invoices from that vendor. And if you want to validate that vendor, so in advance, we are fetching all vendor details from our existing ERP system. Then we are using this information for the validation. But as an account payable user, what information I have mentioned in a existing ERP system. So as a user, I want to see, here we have given one button. Also R indicate the registered, means this vendor already we have registered in our ERP system. That is not a new vendor for us. And as a user, I want to see the information for this vendor. Here we have given R button. So if I just click on that, then we will see information like the vendor name, vendor code, GST details, GST numbers, address details. So that kind of information we can see from this R button. And also this portal is a real-time integrated with the government GST portal. So as a user, I want to see the status of this GST number, whether it is active or inactive. So our application automatically validate that GST number with the government portal and show the status of that particular GST number on a portal itself. And also as a user, I want to see the GST information of this vendor. Here we have given one button. So if I just click on that, so here we can see the GST information of that particular vendor as well. So like that way we can see the information of a GST as well. And also here you can see the other information that we are extracting, that is the billing address, shipping address. And one more thing, here we have given one button, that is a setting or a configuration button. So if I just click on that, so here we can on off the touchless processing. So for example, if you have a PO based invoice, but if you want to take a approval that want to take a one level of approval for that PO based invoice, so from here we can on off the touchless processing. So if we off the touchless processing for that particular vendor, then we need a approval for that particular invoice for that vendor. And also here we have given some field configuration. So here you cannot see the freight charges and due date kind of field, but I want to extract a freight charges and due date for that particular invoice. So here we have given one button. So if I just click on that checkbox, so now you can see the freight charges and due date information have been extracted. So like that way, our application is extracting all key information using AI-based OCR technology. But due to some reason, our application failed to extract some key information. Like here you can see the unit of measure, which is failed to extract. Because supplier have mentioned a unit of measure in a quantity field, but here we just have to one time enter all this information for that particular format of PDF. And next time when we receive the same kind of invoice, the no training is needed for that application or for that layout. Our application automatically extract the key information, which is right now failed to capture from that particular invoice. Right now I'm entering the unit of measure here. Here you can see the status failed. Right now I'm just going to click on save button. So as soon as I clicked on save button, our application successfully extract all key information. And also here we can see the status that is success. And if I want to see the details, so here you can see now unit of measure successfully captured. Yeah, so just we have sent some invoices as a supplier to this application. So we will see whether we received that invoices or not. So first we are going to receive all these invoices in an unverified capture tile. So if I just click on that, as a supplier, just I have sent 3 invoices. I just have to click on this refresh button. Yeah. So now we have received the 3 invoices. Okay. And here you can see our application failed to extract some key information, but in a background, our application check one field at a time. So it's checking all the field, whether it is extracted or not. So again, I have to click on this refresh button. Now you can see our application failed to extract some key information only for the one invoices, and other invoices will automatically rotate to the PO invoices style or a non-PO invoices style. So just I have sent the invoices related to the purchase order. So if I just click on a PO invoices, so if I just click on a PO invoices, again, we will see one dashboard, and here we can see the invoice type, the goods related invoices and service related invoices. And here you can see the tiles related to the matching error. So if I just click on the line item errors, then we will see the invoices which have a line item error, price error, quantity error. So that kind of tiles we can see on this screen. But if I just click on this first invoice, which is validated, means our application successfully validated all the business rule. But as a user, I want to see a list of validation. I just have to click on this detail button. Yeah, so if I just click on a detail button, then again, we will see a detailed view of an invoice in the left-hand side. We can see the PDF of that invoice. In the right-hand side, we can see the extracted information. And also here you can see the ERP transaction number. So once our application successfully posts this invoice into the ERP system, existing ERP system, then we will see the ERP transaction number here. Apart from that, we are extracting the IRN number, e-way bill number, and also, as I said earlier, our application is also following a GST compliances. So if you want to validate the IRN number, e-way bill number, so our application automatically validate with the government portal. And if you want to see a list of validation, so on a header level, we are validating some information. So here we have given one button. So for this invoice, we have validated certain business rule. So vendor name is matching, vendor GST and also success. Invoice duplication also successfully checked. Currency, purchase order, bill to address, ship to address, invoice date, payment date. But apart from this validation, if you want to add your extra validations, so also this application is a configurable, completely configurable. So we can add an extra validation as well. And also here you can see our application extracted a order number. So this is a purchase order number that we have created in our existing ERP system. But as an account payable user or as a buyer, if I want to see what purchase order information that we have created in our existing ERP system, that purchase order we can see from this open button. So if I just click on this open button, so from here we can see the purchase order information. So in this purchase order, we can see on a line item level. So this is the only one line item for this purchase order. And as a user, I want to see how much quantity we have received against this line item of this purchase order. So here as a user, I can see the good receipt details as well. So here you can see the 10 quantity that we have received, and this is a good receipt number for this 10 quantity. So now the 10 quantity is open for the invoice. So now our application can post the invoice for the 10 quantity only. And also on the line item level, here you can see one button is there that is green. Since our application validate a line item information as well. Determine a line item. So you know that if we create a purchase order and if we have a multiple line items in a single purchase order. So for example, we have a 10 line item in a purchase order and supplier have sent an invoice only for the one line item. And here you know that our the line item of an invoice with respect to the line item of a purchase order, we have given a that is a line item determination. So here our application try to match the item code available on that particular invoice to the item code available in our purchase order data. And if it is not matching, then it will go for the string, go for the description. It will check the description of a purchase order line item, then check the description of a purchase order of description of an invoice. If it is not matching, then here we have given a manual intervention to select a line item. So if I just click on this box, then here also we can see a list of available line item in a purchase order. So here, if our application failed to determine the line item, we just have to click on this checkbox and click on OK. Then our application automatically go for the further validation, that is our price and quantity validation. So you know that without line item determination, we cannot go for the price or quantity validation. So in a line item level, we are validating the price of an invoice with respect to the price of a purchase order. Also, we are validating a quantity with respect to the quantity of a good receipt. Also, we are checking a unit of measure, HSN and SSC code as well. So that kind of information we are validating on a line item level. And if you want to send this invoice for the approval, so right now the status of this invoice is a validated, but if you want to take a approval for that particular invoice, so here we have given a forward button. So if I just click on a forward button, so here you can see the different statuses. We can see the awaiting for a delivery, matching error, buyer if you want to send this invoice for the buyer approval. So we just have to click on this buyer option button. Here we can see the email ID of that buyer. If you want to make this invoice invalidate, so here we have given a invalidate. And if you want to reject that invoice, so rejection button is option is also we have given here. So after click on the rejected option, the email ID of a supplier will be visible. So like that way, we are handling PO-based invoices in our application. And also, as I said, our application also support a non-PO invoices as well. And also it will support a service invoices. So you know that if you are using a SAP system, so if you want to post the invoice into the ERP system, then we need to validate the data of that particular invoice with respect to the data of a service entry sheet. So if I just click on the PO invoice and if I just click on a service invoices, so here we can see a list of service invoices. So if I just click on a detail button, yeah. So this is a service invoice and our application successfully extracted all key information and also validate that information against the purchase order and service entry sheet. If you want to see a detailed view of this purchase order, whether it is related to the service or not, So here you can see in the last invoice, we have seen the purchase order, which is related to the material, and where we have seen a good receipt information. But here you can see the service entry sheet information. So for that particular services, how much quantity we have booked against this line item of the purchase order. So that information we can see from here. So like that way, our application also support a service invoices as well. And also it will support a non-PO invoice. So if I just click on a back button. Yeah. Yeah, and one more thing, our application also support a multi-entity. So if you have a multiple company codes, so you can use this application with the multiple company codes as well. So here we have given some filters for that. So here you can see the different filters. So here also you can see the this application is working with the 3 company codes: Amazon UK, Amazon India, Amazon US. So like that way, the filter we have given here. But for the PO scenario, if you want to see how our application extracting the information and provide an interface to select a GL code. Yeah, so right now I just click on a detail button. So again, on the left hand side, we can see the invoice that we have received from a supplier. On the right hand side, the extracted information. So this is the invoice which is not related to the purchase order. So also on a header level, we are validating certain information. So if I just click on that. So for non-PO invoices, we are validating a vendor name, vendor GST number, invoice duplication also checking. So all basic validation are available. But if you want to add some extra validation, so we can configure all that validation as well. And here, one important thing on a line item level, so you know that when we want to book a non-PO invoice, we have to select a cost center for that and appropriate GL account. So that facility we have given on a line item level. So from here, you can select a cost center and on which GL account you want to post this invoice. So that GL account we can select from here. And if you want to send this approver, this invoice for the approver or for the review, so here also we have given one forward button. So if you want to send this invoice for the review, so we can select a review. If you want to send this invoice for the final approval or one another level of approval, so we can select approval from here. If you want to release this invoice for the payment, so we can select a payment. If you want to invalidate this invoice, also we can invalidate this invoice from here. And if you want to check this invoice against the purchase order, then you can make the status of invoice that is a check against the purchase order. So like that way, our application is handling the invoices, which is a PO, non-PO. And on top of that, some reports are also available within our application. So here the posted in ERP. So once our application successfully validate the invoice, and if our invoices received approval, then that invoice will automatically post into the existing ERP system. And if we want to see the list of invoices which is related to the purchase order, that our application automatically posted in a ERP system. So that invoices list we can see from here. This is a report for the invoices that our application posted in the existing ERP system. So these are the invoices which is related to the PO. And also here we have given for the non-PO as well. So like that way, our application is posting a PO invoices and non-PO invoices. Also here we have given a reporting facilities as well. Just a minute, we just have to wait for a few seconds. Yeah, and one more thing, our application also extracting a GSTR 2A report from a government portal. So you know that GSTR 2A report is very important for account payable team. So if your supplier have sent an invoice for a different amount and they have entered the invoice on a government portal for a different amount, so that's why we have added one extra feature. So if you want to validate the invoices that supplier have entered on a government portal, and the invoices that sent to your application, so we can validate and we can also compare those invoices with the government portal as well. So here also we can see a GSTR 2A report along with this application, and also we can extract all this report into the Excel format as well. So like that way our application will work. So now I will hand over this call to Nikita to run the poll. Yeah,
Thank you,
Nikita.
Nitin,
So
for the
that's it from
introduction.
my side. Yeah.
So I'll request our attendees to kindly answer the second poll question. So I'll just read it out. Are you interested in a one-to-one demo of our invoice management solution?
Just to add, I know every accounts payable function for every organization is slightly different. Little nuances could be slightly different. The one-on-one demo would be useful to understand your specific requirement. Our product is cloud-based or could be deployed on-premise, and your specific needs and requirements can also be accommodated. So I would highly encourage, if you're interested in this product, I would highly encourage to sign up for the one-on-one demo, where we can understand your requirements more and give you more tailored response and capabilities deep dive for your product, for your requirement. Apologies.
Over to you, Nitin, for the QA session.
Yeah. Thank you, Nikita.
We can go through the individual questions. Maybe I've tried to answer the questions, but for the benefit of everyone, I'll give you some voiceover with the questions. Maybe I'll start with the beginning one. So we got the first question about handwritten bills. So handwritten bills are supported by OCR capability. However, the accuracy is it could be a challenge depending on the person and the person's handwriting. It always is a bit of a hit and miss. The good handwriting invoices would be accurately readable, but every time it cannot be ensured that the printed invoices could be. So yes, it's supported, but the accuracy could be not as high as what we get with the printed invoices. The printed invoices with the training could go above 98, 99% for a given supplier, but the handwriting invoices probably would go to up to 80% after training. In terms of the next question was about, have we integrated with MS Dynamics AX? So the quick response on that one, unfortunately not. We do not have out-of-box integration, but we have all the APIs that we have exposed, and we support all type of integration, file, web services. So I'm pretty sure MS Dynamics AX integration could be pretty straightforward as well. We have out-of-box SAP integrations with SAP ECC, SAP S/4HANA, and SAP Business One applications. We also are progressing integration with Oracle ERPs that will be available in our next release. The subsequent question was about law firm, whether we have a specific law firm experience. Our product is essentially, as Nitin has shown, it has a services and products capability. So any invoices, whether it's a service-based invoice or product-based invoice, it is supported. About the next one is about the cost. Unfortunately, we can't provide catalog cost, but we can give you a ballpark figure. If you could let us know the scope of functionality you need, the number of invoices that you have, and whether you would want to have on-prem or cloud subscription. So those are the variations, but I highly encourage to get in touch with us, and we will provide a quick quote for your specific requirement. Then there is the next question: can we add MSME and SIN field to this application? Of course. So as I said, our application is highly configurable. So based on your requirement, we will definitely be able to provide you the details, add these two fields, as well as our roadmap of this product is to integrate more and more with the GST portal, so that we can validate not only just the GST number, but the even if supplier has submitted the GST details with the reference invoice number, we can also fetch that information and validate the amount and invoice number on the go while we are validating invoice, or in bulk at a particular date as potentially as a month-end process. So those are all functionalities we are releasing in next few days instead of weeks. Integration with SAP, there are multiple methods depending on your preference. We have web service based integration, we have file based integration. Both are supported with SAP. We could provide an out of box, we can out of box, we have point to point integration as well as integration through the middleware like SAP CPI cloud integration, platform integration, or on-premise PI. So we have exhaustive framework for integration with SAP applications. Then the further question is how to release payments from bank and how to link payments with the PO and the invoices which are processed in TantraMinds. So TantraMind invoices are validated. So TantraMind application essentially extracts data, validates the invoices against POs and good receipts within ERP. But the payment of the invoice is still a function of ERP. And the file, which probably web services, a file that is sent to bank, is still handled by ERP. If you have specific need of handling invoices and bank integration to TantraMind, so we have our own ERP, which kind of which exhaustive product. We could potentially give you a more detailed demo about ERP, which will be able to not only do the invoice management that we shown, but also the complete finance model, including the bank integration. Subsequent question is how to post entries in ERP, MS Dynamics AX when we use TantraMind TantraMind for PO invoice processing. Again, we have multiple ways. If MS Dynamics AX Pro supports web services, so after the validation, we could call MS Dynamics AX web service to post the invoice in MS Dynamics. Alternatively, if we do not want to prefer the web service route, we could potentially export a file which includes single or multiple invoices after they are approved in TantraMind, and it can be then imported in MS Dynamics AX, so as a file interface. So we could potentially explore that, but there are multiple ways that we could enable this. We will, if you get in touch with us separately, we will explore various different options and explain you how we have done, even with the non-SAP ERPs, how we have integrated. The further question is, are you using third-party OCR AI service? Which one? How to integrate with this SAP? And do we have SAP skills? I'll go in the reverse order. We have our TantraMind has our twin sister company, which is Amden Consulting, and we are into SAP consulting as well. So the SAP integration is built in collaboration with our Amden team, and so we have in-house SAP expertise to build. We are SAP partner as well as Amden, and we can provide you all the to integrate with SAP. In terms of OCR AI services, so we have various different services for both OCR and AI, depending on what your current hypercloud services. We could align with those ACR services, or we have our own AI engine as well, which is in-house built. So those are the key questions that we have. I don't know, Nitin, you have any more questions with you? Seems not. I strongly encourage our attendees to get in touch with our sales team, Nikita, and then please let us know your specific questions or your specific needs, and we would be happy to jump on a call with you and provide you more details about the product and all the other aspects of the product. With that, I thank you all for attending once again. Our contact details are flashing on the screen right now. But feel free to please be in touch and looking forward to answering your further queries. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Nitin. Thanks, team.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks all.
Thank you all.